Welcome to this important lecture, the one about food. This is quite a long lecture, so I hope you've eaten recently. Otherwise, the contents here may make you a bit peckish. The topic is eating well, but what exactly does that mean? Give me 10 minutes and I can find you websites that extol the virtues of the paleo diet, the Atkins diet, a low fat, high fat, some saturated fat, low carb, high protein, and low protein. So what exactly does eating well mean for us elderly people? In 2014, I was due to appear in a play, Tomoshiraga. This is a Japanese word meaning care for the elderly. This play was an update on transformation, performed in Oxford in January 2014. Look how the topic of healthy eating is dealt with here.
I invited some people to come talk to you about health and nutrition.
Well, how long do I need to stand for?
Oh, you can sit down now. It's just a case of standing up every few minutes or so. Grandfather, remember you said you'd help with my project?
Yeah.
Well, here are Jane, Georgina, and Stephanie. Hello. They've come to talk to you about health and nutrition and so on.
I don't need someone to talk to me about nutrition. Unless, of course, they brought me food.
No, well, Emily asked us to come talk to you to make sure you're eating healthily, etc.
Yes, you know, low fat,
High fat.
high saturated fat,
It's never been proved. And anyway, most fats aren't from food, the body makes it.
saturated fat is bad.
But avocado, coconuts,
Cholesterol.
never been proved. The key is inflammation. You need cholesterols.
Depends on the type.
Body type, body weight. HDL,
LDL.
VLDL.
Ratios.
Cholesterol is bad or...
Oh, good. But really?
It is neither. The key is ratios.
I'm trying triglycerides and lipoproteins.
Ratios, as I said.
HDL cholesterol.
Triglyceride cholesterols.
Small dense LDL particles squeeze through the lining of the arteries, and if they oxidize, causing damage and inflammation.
Inflammation, the key. CRP test.
Crap.
C-reactive protein. Statins.
No. Well, probably not.
Memory loss.
Dizziness.
Impaired immunity system.
Depression.
Cancer. Maybe.
Vitamin D is the key.
B12.
Oh, with vitamin K.
Magnesium.
CQ10 supplements.
Krill oil.
Eat ginger. And fish oil.
High carb diet.
Ratios.
Oh, no carb.
Maybe high fat, high protein.
Maybe. Probably not.
People are different.
Nutritional typing. What are you doing?
Standing up.
Why?
Oh, I'm a guinea pig. This is an experiment.
Metabolic typing.
Western fried.
Nutritional type. Paleo diet.
Vegan. Eat with a conscience.
Raw food.
Fermented food. Food blank.
Raw milk.
High fat milk.
No milk.
Drink tea.
Not coffee.
Not coffee with milk. Caffeine kills. When long like.
Helps memory.
Decaf.
High cap. With sugar.
Sugar. Death.
Green tea.
Chinese white tea.
Oolong tea.
Anyway, good to meet.
Must go.
Thanks. You'll be help.
Mustache. Keep at it.
Bye.
You've probably noticed by now that most of my recipes are veggie heavy and prioritize fresh, wholesome ingredients, except for my desserts. And that's because after 4 autoimmune diagnoses, I've learned how to really nourish my body with simple anti-inflammatory foods. So what exactly are anti-inflammatory foods? They're just ones that have been well studied to reduce inflammation in the body. They're the items that nutritionists and doctors all agree that we need to get more of, because not only do they reduce inflammation, but they have a whole heck of a lot of other health benefits as well. In today's video, I'll share 8 anti-inflammatory foods that I eat every week and give you a few different recipe ideas. But remember that you can always find the full printable recipe on my website. All right, let's dive in.
One thing we certainly do not want is to suffer from malnutrition. Now, there are over 3 million people across the UK either malnourished or at risk of malnourishment. Over 1 million are over the age of 65. The cost of malnutrition is estimated to cost billions of pounds a year. Eating well is one of the main keys, along with exercise, social interaction, stress reduction, and quality sleep, to living out our twilight years healthily. So I've got 3 pieces of advice. Learn how to cook. This means you'll save money by eating at home, plus you will know more about what goes into your food. And there are plenty of DVDs, television programs, etc. to learn how to cook, plus the various cooking courses run right here on Udemy. Eating well is not just the physical consumption of food, however nutritious. If you can cook, this next bit will be easier. My suggestion is that whenever possible, You try and eat your meal in the company of others. This means that you have a social benefit as well as feeding your body with necessary nutrients. Of course, if you can cook, or you are learning how to cook, you can invite others round and thus make a fantastic social occasion out of it. Do your own research. Here, I am here to help. I have looked at a wide variety of resources, and I'm going to give you nuggets of information.
And keep in mind that a lack of certain nutrients will slow your metabolism down. Lack of B vitamins, iron, magnesium. There's many things that can affect metabolism and therefore affect your ability to fight off inflammation. Keep in mind also our cells are constantly dying off and being replaced by what we eat. So you're literally made up of what you eat. Your cells are made up of what you eat. And, we only live off of nutrition, water, and oxygen. So food literally is our fuel, and it allows our body to function at the highest potential that it can, or it can cause dysfunction if our body is lacking in nutrients. So here's the big long list of anti-inflammatory foods. What's great is that I feel like nutrition is often very negative, telling you things that you can't eat or shouldn't eat, or take out this or take out that. Look at this big long list of things that you should eat and you should add to your diet. I feel like it's a very positive list. So let's just start. We'll talk about each one individually. Anti-inflammatory foods. So number one, the absolute king of anti-inflammation is turmeric. Turmeric has the most studies on it. The active compound in turmeric is called curcumin. It's what makes it anti-inflammatory. Now, turmeric is a very strong spice, so you're going to have to be real creative in how you eat it. Turmeric is what makes curry yellow, so it does have that very strong, savory, intense flavor to it. You could put turmeric powder or even fresh turmeric in a smoothie. You could make, if you're a Pinterester, you can go on Pinterest and look for, they have these little turmeric snack balls that you can make. Golden milk is basically you just take any kind of milk, coconut, almond, skim milk, and you heat it up with some turmeric powder and some honey. And people drink that. You can get turmeric tea or make a turmeric tea. You can sprinkle on savory food. So I like to add turmeric to eggs a lot. That goes really well. You can add it to like fish, chicken, anything kind of savory. I've even added it to vegetables like broccoli. Now keep in mind turmeric's absorption is increased by adding black pepper, quercetin, which is an antioxidant, and a source of fat. Now the most important part of that is probably the black pepper, to be honest. Quercetin is an antioxidant. You can buy it as a supplement, but it's definitely not 100%, like you have to get that. And then a source of fat. Now, curcumin is a fat-soluble compound, so it absorbs better in fat. A lot of things already have fat. Meat has fat, eggs have fat. So you probably don't have to think about that, but maybe just keep it in mind. Like if you're putting it in a smoothie, add some like healthy fat, chia seeds, avocado, something like that to help it absorb. So if turmeric's the king, ginger is the queen. And ginger also has a lot of really good anti-inflammatory benefits to it. There are some studies that actually show that it can block inflammatory compounds called prostaglandins and leukotrienes. You could put, since ginger is also very strongly flavored, you can add the ginger root into a smoothie. It's good in like healthy baked goods and desserts, Asian dishes, dressings. There's ginger tea that you can make. So there are a lot of ways that you can eat your ginger as well. So turmeric and ginger, number one. Number two, most anti-inflammatory foods.
If you wish to read further, then the source is given. And you could start off by reading the Food Bible. It is only 1 penny. Yes, 1 penny, plus delivery charges on Amazon. From the publisher's blurb, beginning with an explanation of the basic elements that make up food: proteins, fats, carbohydrates, fiber, vitamins, and minerals, the book explains how to combine them for a balanced, healthy eating. It then takes an in-depth look at over 80 common ailments, including arthritis and heart disease, and discusses which foods to avoid and which can help to alleviate or eliminate the problem. From the Churchill retirement site, we see 5 key points. Number 1, a balanced diet. Aim to eat at least 5 portions of a variety of fruit and vegetables a day. When choosing bread, rice, pasta, and other starchy foods, try to choose the whole grain varieties if you can, as they are much more nutritional. Include some meat, some fish, eggs, beans, and other non-dairy sources of protein. Try to keep fatty and sugary foods to a minimum. Number 2, starch and fiber. Eating foods containing fiber is important for your digestion and can help you to avoid feeling bloated. Choose whole grain foods and filling your plate with fresh fruit and vegetables. Number 3, iron. Include some iron-rich foods in your diet. The best source of iron is lean red meat, but it is also found in pulses such as peas, beans, and lentils, oily fish, eggs, bread, green vegetables, and breakfast cereals with added vitamins. Number 4, calcium. Eating calcium-rich foods can help you avoid bone problems such as osteoporosis. Good sources include dairy products such as milk, cheese, and yogurt. Number 5, less salt. Too much salt can raise your blood pressure, which puts you at increased risk of health problems such as heart disease or a stroke. Remember, I'm just including an extract from the Churchill site in this lecture.